Morning, everyone, and welcome to the September meeting of the Middlebury Parks and Recreation Board. We would like to start with approval of the minutes for August 20th, 25 of that meeting. Do we have someone to move?
I'll make a motion that we accept, oh, I can't do it, sorry. I'm in my town council mode. It's the same seat. My apologies.
We need to move your seat.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
move
don't
to
do that.
approve the minutes.
Tim moves. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Elma. Public comments. We have several folks here today. Do we have anyone that has any public comments? All right, thank you. Park Commissioner, Mr. Holloway,
Yes, ma'am.
remarks from you on
I-
behalf of the council?
I don't have any at the moment. I don't think there are any impending requests before the council either. But stand ready to help the park board wherever I can.
All right,
About what?
yes,
110 Brown Street.
Oh, 110 Brown Street, yes.
which is a
So-
recent event from.
Which is a recent event from yesterday?
yesterday,
Late
yes.
yesterday. So
Yeah.
the council had asked the RDC to look into the purchase of 110 Brown Street. We were prepared to do that. The RDC is a better choice because of the lack of limitations on available purchase price. But unfortunately for us, the owner went in and paid the tax arrears yesterday. However, we are still considering potentially an offer on the property, approaching the homeowner. We had some discussions about that, so we're still going to move forward. I think it would be such a great asset for the town, that property. So we're going to continue to move in that direction as best we can.
Okay, is there a timetable on that?
There's not really. We just found out
Sure.
yesterday about the taxes being paid, so, yeah, I'm for sure it'll be on the agenda of the next RDC meeting. So we'll begin the approach to talk about how we do it then.
Okay, great, thanks.
Thanks, Mary.
And then I did see the sign now that's posted along, is it Railroad Street, that is next to the Hilltop, which is the new development that's going in there. Townhomes there, so that looks good. And there are stakes there. And are those stakes where the property will be, or do we know?
I believe that's the stakes closest to the trail.
Yeah,
Or the boundary line of the property, but the back end of that would be the retainage area, water retainage area.
okay.
That's gonna be what's gonna be closest to the trail.
So no trees are involved?
Of removing trees?
Mhm. It
I
was
don't
pretty
believe so.
close to the trees,
I wouldn't
but
think so.
I
It's
didn't, it
close,
didn't
but-
look like it was gonna, okay, good.
Nothing that I saw based on the developer's drawings looked like it impinged on
Okay.
any of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. All right. Thanks, Mike. Let's move to financials. We had a report sent out yesterday. And not a lot of change between this month and August. And we'll be going into some specific interpretation of the financials with the folks who prepare them here at a later time. But does anyone have questions on financials, comments?
Are all expenses in on the River Mill?
We
What's
still have
left
the
to pay?
retainage, I believe, yet to pay. They did some overseeding last week,
Mm-hmm.
and so we haven't received that bill. And but that should be the last bill.
And then we're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, grant reports and documents and stuff like that.
Right.
But as far as bills and money being spent, that should be it.
Yeah. That looks pretty good.
Was some of the bench or mirror or some of that discussion still able to be coming out of that fund, or is that yet to be did?
A bench, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, in the mirror, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm actually meeting with Scott Miller,
Mhm.
Scott Smith tomorrow to build one of those benches
Good.
with a top to it. I'm gonna take a picture of one at a Cass County park this afternoon that I
Nice.
like a lot. And so we'll kind of talk about a design and
Good.
Whether that comes out of the grant money, I don't know. That might be a little bit, I'll talk to Mary about that and see. Otherwise, we have, maintenance or improvement funds, if the
Mhm.
parks, that might be a little easier to use for that.
Any other questions from anyone? Okay. Moving on. Tom, we have your report.
Yeah, so that was sent out last week. The things to add to that. So this week, Public Works was working with us to do the prep the trail and then add hot tar to the cracks in the trail. So, and really, we were fully expecting to help them out as much as possible, and they really didn't need too much of our help. So, they blew out all the cracks. We prepped by cleaning out the cracks of any weeds, sprayed the weeds, and then used the string trimmers to clean them out. And then they came through on Monday and sprayed them out with the big compressor wand, which really gets the dirt out of there. And then yesterday they made it all the way up to Spring Street. So they're hoping to complete from Spring to the tunnel today. So it's
It's
goes a
still,
lot faster than the stuff, the little cart we used to use. So it's really nice.
sure. It's still pretty tacky. Last night
Is
it
it?
was
Okay.
pretty tacky.
I felt this morning I noticed it was not.
Okay, good. Yeah, because we bypassed with the dog trying to,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, dog's feet.
You just didn't want to get her in that, or us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was just a little bit tacky, so I didn't know how long it took to.
Probably because of how warm it was yesterday.
Okay.
But typically, so and we do the same thing, go behind with soapy water, a backpack of soapy water,
Yeah.
and spray that down after the tar's down. And that takes away, I would say, 70% of the stickiness.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we appreciate them doing it and
yeah,
getting the trail in good shape, so.
for sure.
Weed
Um,
wrangle. You want to talk about the weed wrangle that's coming up?
Yeah, we got weed wrangle on the 27th, which that's so the invasive team that's working in Middlebury Park. They're actually working today. Our staff is working with them to chip up some of the piles that have been piled back there over the weeks. And the weed wrangle is more of a kind of trying to cast net a little bit wider to get some volunteers from different areas. There's other counties even, but even within our county, there's a couple different areas that kind of do the same thing we do. And so that weed wrangle gets promoted to those different entities, and hopefully we'll get some of them coming to help us. And then vice versa, when they have a weed wrangle, some of us try to go help with them. So
Yeah. And that's a week from Saturday, the 27th. I'm looking in your report.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Great.
What time is it?
9 to noon.
Do you need any help peripherally with that, with like snacks or if you do, just let people know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we usually
Yeah,
try
I
to have
think-
some waters and
Sure.
I guess yeah. In the past, we have just went to Forks and bought some bags of
Okay. Okay.
bags of cookies.
All right. But if you think you do, then just
Okay.
let us know. So, okay, great. Thanks, Tom, for everything you and your group are doing. Appreciate that.
Mhm.
Riverfest. How do we think it went?
Well, we are currently, as of last night, I sent out an email to try to get some dates for a wrap-up meeting. So the initial cast was like, oh man, not all of us can meet on the same day. But then, let's see, Luann, I asked her, she basically, so yeah, we have a date now. So it's going to
Okay.
be, oh gosh, I'd have to look at, it was late last night. I was looking.
Oh,
through,
that's
I mean,
fine. But
Yeah,
you're
it's
gonna-
coming up
Yeah,
here
sure.
in September yet. I want to say it's next week.
Is there kind of a gut reaction because the times this year we're experimenting with times?
This was a little bit kind of back towards the normal. You know, we didn't do the evening thing. The evening thing we realized was just not good.
Right.
So this was 1 hour later than what it had been historically. But yeah, I think the biggest takeaway, at least for me, is, you know, the attendance is still somewhat, it's definitely seemed to plateau and maybe even drop a bit. So for me, it's like, do we really need to put money into promotion? Whether that's, you know, a little bit of radio advertisement, which I've already had a meeting with WFRN about that, or, you know, buying some more ads at the People's Exchange type thing. So, you know, I think we have a great program. Everybody that comes really enjoys it. We have a positive.
What would you say the attendance was about?
Boy, so hard.
Yeah, it is hard to know. I would say between 250 and 325. Something like that.
That's more than I would have guessed, so.
We've had as much as around 450 to 500, I think, you know, before COVID. And it's not like we want to get, you know, up to 1,000, because I think
Right.
1,000 would be too much in Riverbend Park. But I think, you know, 400 to 500. So it's not like we really want to go a whole lot higher. But
Do you get a sense from the food vendor specifically what their feedback was and
yeah,
whether it was worth it for them, I guess? And
right. Yeah. I always try to get that. I didn't get from Taco 911. They were kind of a really substitute this year, last minute substitute. But King's Barbecue was like, yeah, it definitely wasn't our best, but it wasn't bad. And both Dips on the Vine and the Copper Kettle were pretty happy with it. So.
I did have a couple people remark that they liked the later time because of their kids being in sports.
Yeah.
And they were able to actually make it,
Yeah.
you know, between 1 and 3 versus it'd be really hard to get there 9 to 1 or, you know, whatever we've done in the past. So just for whatever that's worth.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
and that's always been, the sports has always been a little bit of a conflict.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Sure.
MIFL,
Yeah.
9
That's
to noon on Saturdays at this time of the year. I mean, there's 600 kids participating in MIFL or more.
Yeah,
And so, yeah, so doing it after that is certainly the way to go.
right. Okay.
one other note I just heard from one family member was just maybe a few more giveaways at the end people would appreciate, just because it's a long time to wait for some of those for the kayak drawing, and then maybe just a little anticlimactic at the end just to say, you know, I like that you give away some shirts, and yeah, maybe just a few more shirts and a few more mid-range, you know, items would be great. Just a few more winners would probably be appreciated, I guess.
Okay.
Good feedback.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Landscape Committee, the minutes came out, I think, from Shar and Tom, you forwarded them to everyone, and it seemed like it was the quilt pattern for next year in Kreider. Oh, you
Yep,
have
and we have a design.
Okay.
This is what it's going to look like. We had to change the design. We had a nice design that we worked on for a few months, and it was too close to another design. I think the 4-H had there at the fair location, so we had to change it rather quickly. So we came up with this. The initial design had a mural into the corner that was going to represent our blue of the flag. It was more like a traditional flag look. The problem with the blue is we have one plant that we can use for blue, and it does okay. So we were hoping that we could, you know, the mural would be the blue, but now we're back to using ageratum, which would be the blue, red and whites, impatiens, and the star will be whites on green begonias. So I think it's still going to look sharp. All the black is black mulch, which will be weeding paths for us to access the garden. So.
Okay, well, thanks for that.
Yep.
Trails, we have Walktober coming up. We have the Arboretum Walk at 1 o'clock on the 4th.
When's the Walk Fest, sorry?
October.
October?
It's 2 different events
Okay.
in October.
Okay.
The first is at 1 o'clock on the 4th,
Oh, okay.
which is a native tree walk along the Arboretum led by the tree board. And then the second one is the Owl Prowl, which is at 8 o'clock on the 10th,
Mhm.
led by Elkhart County Parks.
Naturalist, yep.
Naturalist, yeah. And where we're hoping to get in there in the nighttime, and we have a screech owl at our house, and it's
Oh,
just,
yeah?
oh yeah,
Very
it's, just-
cool.
it's wonderful. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, hopefully the owls will cooperate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah. And I think we've done a good job of getting posters out. I know, Tim, you put some posters out. We're trying to communicate with the schools to get that out. Sally did some posters. So we've got Facebook posts going out. So again, just keeping Walktober in front of people to be active and to be outside and to be walking on trails or wherever you can walk. So we'll see how this year goes, and we're just trying to tap into other events that are going on. So.
I did have one question from Greencroft. They're meeting over at the Essenhouse Bridge, right? And did I hear that it was like about a half mile? They were just wondering how long of a walk will that be?
You know, half mile is probably even stretching it.
Probably half mile there and back.
There and back,
so-
okay.
because it goes,
Like up to the horse?
no,
Field
it
right
doesn't
now? Oh,
go
no,
that
okay.
far. No, no, no.
Okay.
It's just that curve. So it
Yeah,
starts
Okay.
about
before
at the
Horsfield, yeah.
Yeah.
pickleball courts,
Yeah.
then going south to the bridge and then around the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would say maybe a quarter of a mile
Okay.
each way. Mm-hmm. And it's not, it's a lot of stop and go.
Yeah.
As you learn about the trees.
And there's
so
some benches along that way, right? At least
there's
two?
one.
Okay.
There's one bench
It's just-
at the
Okay.
covered bridge.
Yep.
Yeah, so,
Did you happen to put a flyer over there at Greencroft?
Yeah.
Perfect.
yeah,
Good,
and
thank you.
that's just good to know, so. Pumpkin Vine Advisory,
Didn't have any, so we're meeting quarterly. Our next meeting is October 21st in person. Sometimes they're in person, sometimes they're virtual, but, so no, activity recently. I know we'll be talking about the kind of the branding of trying to get new signage that matches the branding of the Pumpkin Vine Coalition, and which for us is going to be pretty good timing because some of our signage is kind of starting to fade, wayfinding signage. So I know they're planning to help, if not fund all of the new signage. Not 100% sure on structure of the funding for that, but I think the goal is they're going to hopefully pay for all of it, or at least a good portion of it. So hopefully find more out on the 21st about that. So
great. And Friends, did they meet yesterday?
we did.
Okay,
Yep. It was a pretty short meeting, but the biggest things was tree lighting. So he asked for them to sponsor the tree lighting for purchasing the Christmas trees and paying for the carolers. So they agreed to fund up to $1,000 towards that. So that's going to be very helpful. And then a decent amount of discussion about the donated land from Logier, which is, in the name of the Friends, the parks. That's, been Dick and I don't know, a month and a half ago, went to the recorder's office. It's officially recorded and everything. We sent that copy of that back to Logier, so they have that. And so I guess one thing was, okay, kind of need to come up with a name, even if it's just internally to talk about it. And then two, early discussions of what are we going to do with it. And so basically where we kind of landed was we should have a meeting with Park Board and FOMP together to discuss, at least short-term, long-term goals for the property.
Right. Okay. And are you going to be working on those dates with Dick then?
Yeah.
And will that be still in this calendar year?
Probably.
Okay.
And I don't think there's not a rush for
Okay.
anything, but I would definitely think this winter
Sure, yeah, when we have a
would
little
be
more time.
good time
Mhm,
to talk about that.
mhm. Great, thank you. Elma, Communications.
Okay. I don't know, what do we want to put in for November?
This would be
We-
November.
November's been going to be primarily tree lighting.
Tree lighting, yeah.
Tree lighting, can we have photos of the native tree walk?
Sure.
We won't have Alprowl because it's too late to get it in, but,
Yeah, we might.
okay,
It depends.
yeah, okay,
We have
okay.
the verbiage to them and just waiting for a picture type of a thing, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so if we could have like a Walktober
Wrap up.
little wrap-up
Yeah.
blurby thing. It's so far away from Riverfest that, you know, to get those in.
Yeah, right, it's too far away.
Mhm.
I'll do a newspaper release for the
October,
Walktober
great.
and the tree lighting when it's closer to time, not now. But I'm gonna need details by the beginning of October as to what tree lighting is gonna be. So,
Yeah.
you know, who's gonna be there and what time and what's
Yep.
what.
Another thing we could also provide is some pictures from the weed wrangle.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah. That'd be a good one,
right.
just to educate people.
And I can do a press release on the upcoming weed wrangle too.
Oh, that'd be great.
Is that enough, those three things, Elma?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
Then I guess be thinking, I know it's September, but we usually do a year-end wrap-up for the December, which
Yeah.
we would have to have by next month. So just
Yeah.
what we've done this year and then looking forward
Mm-hmm.
for 26.
Oh, another thing we could put in there is, if you have room for it, is the trail crack
Oh, yeah.
maintenance. That'd be nice.
Mhm,
Give a shout out to the Public Works guys.
definitely. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Old business, Tom. We've got the expense, 2025 expense status.
Yes. So last month, we talked about kind of the leftover projects from this year. And there was a couple that I wanted to talk about today. We are getting towards the end of the year here, so a new shed at River Bend. So a shed at River Bend over by the portable toilets. That's been basically the summer fun shed. There's a couple of other odds and ends in there, but and that's been, gosh, I've been here for over 16 years, and it's been here since I've been around. So the bottom has been rotting out for a while. There's mice getting in, so it's we tried to patch it a few different times, and it's just time for a new shed. And so what we'd like to do is I got some pricing from Sleigh Ball Storage, which we bought the shed from them at Kreider Garden, and we're very happy with it. Want to put a new shed there, a little bit larger and a little wider, a little longer, so we can actually store a few more things that we have, maybe some Riverfest things that we are currently stored at the park shop. So around $6,000 would be, so the cost of the shed is roughly $4,400. And to prep, because currently right now that old shed, one of the reasons it rotted so quickly is it's just on dirt. So we want to get that, the sod taken out, put a layer of gravel, 3-4 inches of gravel there, and put it on that base like we did at Kreider Garden. And that'll help that to last a whole lot longer. So between the updates of that and the shed itself is probably around $6,000. And then two other things that we've had on the list is no, we're still kind of debating. I guess we're gonna, once we take things out of the old one, we're gonna see if we might be able to move it. Because like we could move it and put it over at the park shop and just put like signage type stuff in there. You know, who cares if mice still get in for that type of reason? But if it just, you know, collapses, which it could, we'll just, you know,
That'll make your decision for you.
yeah, and we'll just scrap it at that point. But no, that, I would assume that's gonna be internal costs, you know, just us doing that work, so. Oh. Yeah, as far as like the type of shed or buying two? Yeah, okay. The electric outlets at Memorial at the gazebo, they need just some updating. And then we've had lights around that gazebo, and they just haven't worked for many, many years. So looking at getting that updated as well. I got an estimate, well, my estimate, I'm meeting with Power Light Friday. So I believe that's gonna be roughly $2,000, $2,500 to do that work. It might be a little bit less. And then similar to that is at East Park, and he's given me an estimate for this, but it's an old estimate, so of basically there's an H panel there at East Park, but there's no outlets on the pavilion itself. So boring a little line underneath the concrete coming up and running some outlets in that pavilion, you know, maybe 4, just one on each corner, something like that. So estimating those to be together around $4,000, and that would, between those two projects, that would, you know, spend most of what we have left in our improvement line.
Okay. Great.
This isn't really necessarily a cost that we're looking at this year, but just as of yesterday, I would talk with Amanda from the Chamber of Commerce. So the Fall Festival, I guess, from what I understand, I had more vendors this year than maybe ever. I don't know. But basically, they ran out of electric to provide for some of the vendors, and they're thinking about coming to the town council to ask for, you know, another H panel or something like that in Memorial, and possibly upgrading in East. So she this is a very, very initial discussion, mentioned something that the need for Memorial is more on the east side, so the road side, of having an H panel somewhere on that side of the park, which, you know, aesthetically would not be pleasing.
Yeah.
So I don't really like that idea, but you know, we can still discuss and think of some ideas. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. So.
Any questions for Tom on that? New business, we need to vote to change the time of the park board meeting to 8 a.m. So, do we have a motion?
I can motion for that.
Okay, Tim, thank you.
Move it to 8 a.m.
Second it.
Elma, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And then the upper brick paths in Kreider.
Yeah, this is kind of more of just a FYI future thing. So the new big brick path that we put down in the lower garden, you know, is looking great. It's, you know,
Fantastic.
it's designed with let's see, it'd be chips, basically limestone chips underneath, which has better drainage. The old stuff is just sand, and we do quite a few repairs on the existing old path where, you know, either roots or little sinkholes, and, you know, it gets out of level, gets, you know, bricks here, there. So I would like to look into, I haven't got any quotes yet, but I'd like to look into trying to do sections of that. We wouldn't probably be able to afford the whole thing, and plus it would be a big mess for a decent amount of time. But maybe, you know, starting maybe next year, a year after that, of doing, you know, a third of it, or maybe a quarter of it, whatever we can afford, and then just piece it off for the next 3-4 years or so, and having a professional crew do it. Last crew that helped us out was Dave's Landscaping, and they do a real good job. So, just kind of an FYI of that, and trying to work that into our maintenance budget over the next, you know, whether that starts next year or the year after that. So
It is pretty uneven up there on the top.
there's definitely spots. I mean, there's
Not the whole thing, but
yeah. We take. I mean, some of them just show up out of nowhere too. It's
Yeah.
like all of a sudden, boom. Well, that wasn't there last week. But so yep, it's not, you know, terrible for us to maintain it, but it's still not as nice as, you know, a newer path would be with the correct type of base.
well, and it's a safety issue as well.
Oh, sure.
When you start having these little edges that are.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Definitely.
All right. Anyone have anything else for today? Okay, our next meeting will be the 15th at 8 a.m., which is the third Wednesday of the month. So,
Yeah.
okay.